Hello and welcome back to another episode of Beauty and the Greek. My
Hello.
name is Kate.
And my name is William.
How you doing, Will? What'd you do this morning?
I'm feeling good, but I'm just a little bit bummed coming off this dentist appointment that I just had. I have a few cavities
Uh-oh.
and I have a tooth that's got to get extracted because it's a goner.
All those sweet treats at night catching up to you.
But
huh?
I brush and I floss, and she honestly looked inside and she's like, pause. She looked at
She did what to you?
she's like, I can tell you have bad teeth genetics. And I told her, I was like, I brush every day multiple times. I floss like 5-6 times a week. And she's like, yeah, I can tell you don't have the greatest genetics. You got to take extra care of it. And yeah. So I gotta get some work done. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna cost me some money, but everything besides that, it's really good. I got a song that just dropped called "High with Your Lover."
Woo!
Round of applause for your boy. Round of applause for your boy. I think it's one of, if not my favorite song I've ever made. Wrote it about the sweet girl, my lovely girl to the right of me.
I love it. I think it might be my favorite, honestly.
Thank you so much. It's kind of nostalgic 80s vibes mixed with a little 1975 vibe sprinkled on top. So I love it.
It's so good.
I hope y'all love it.
I really, 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 really like it.
How are you doing, baby? How are you feeling? What's been up with you?
If you're watching, you can obviously tell I got curly hair extensions.
And they look good.
Thanks, but it's been a
look
journey. I had to find the extensions. I had to go to 2 different people. I'm going back tomorrow to get it cut. I didn't realize it was going to be such a journey.
The whole thing seems like like what do you have to do to basically get these extensions?
Well,
in?
it's not that hard for everyone else. I think I made it hard. I do that a lot.
You do make things hard. sorry. You're giving me layups already. Okay. No, but what did you do that made it more difficult?
It's because I wanted them to be naturally curly extensions. And so normally if you get curly extensions, they're permed, but that's not good because then you can't ever blow it out straight. So I had to get naturally curly hair extensions. So I had to find someone in LA that has them, and then they had to special order them. And it was just a whole thing. I had to dye my hair. I got them put in. I didn't get enough put in. I had to get more. It was a whole thing, but I'm happy with it.
They look great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
They look great.
Kind of proud of myself for really putting this all together. Usually you just go somewhere and you get it done and it's one day, but
Nah, you be doing that thing, girl. You doing that thing.
I have been. Have you seen that girls are getting punched in New York?
I did see something about that. And I'm a little confused. Is that like, are people just coming up and sucker punching them?
Yeah, like there's a girl walking around on her phone. A guy will just come up and sucker punch her.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw this one girl and she had like an egg on the side of her head. He punched her and knocked her out and she was on the ground.
She had like a welt. I think I know what you're talking about. I saw that. And I saw like 15, 20 girls like over the weekend report just getting randomly punched in the head.
That's so scary.
That's absolutely insane.
What would you do if I came home and I was like, some guy just punched me and I had an egg on my head?
If you came home and you told me that some random dude punched you in the face, oh, dude. Damn, that just got me pissed off even thinking about that. I don't know. I would obviously try to find who that person is and then report them to the police. No, I would go beat the shit out of them. That's crazy. No, I would be very upset that I would do something. I would be very scared that I would do something really bad. How are you going to go up sucker punching women in the face? That's fucking diabolical.
What's the reason? Why do you think they're doing it?
They probably have absolutely nothing going on in their lives, and maybe they're thinking jail is better than the current situation that I'm in. So let me just punch this chick in the face. That's crazy.
Did they think they were never going to get caught? Like, I'm confused. There's security cameras literally everywhere.
I mean, are they rounding these people up? Are they catching them?
I think that one girl, she reported it to the police and they got the security footage and they found one of the guys. Or maybe it's just one guy. I have no idea.
That's crazy. That's great. I'm surprised it's not happening in Los Angeles. I'm sure there's going to be like a new wave like next month of yeah.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't like inspire other people to do that. Like it's a thing.
Post-pandemic, LA got real sketchy for a second. It was even where we live, you know, in the West Hollywood area, it got pretty weird. But I don't want to jinx it. The last few months have been probably the safest I've ever felt in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's been pretty nice.
So I'll take it. But yeah, what do we got going on the pod today, baby girl? What are we gonna be talking about today?
Today we're gonna play a fun little game.
Fun game.
It's called Cheating or Not Cheating.
Cheating or not cheating. And you know, I've been seeing on TikTok a lot of discrepancies, a lot of disagreements between couples. So we're gonna answer the most polarizing cheating or not cheating questions, and we're gonna decide what it is.
Cheating or not cheating? Texting someone and hiding it from you.
Cheating.
Cheating.
Like I'm assuming that texting a girl and hiding it from you.
I think so.
Yeah, of course. Like I'm that's cheating.
I think
Like if
so
I'm
too.
actively trying to hide a text from a girl, like that's a form of cheating.
I agree.
Emotional cheating. Absolutely.
Cheating or not cheating? Swiping on dating apps.
That's very self-explanatory. If you're swiping on dating apps in a relationship, just
Leave.
leave. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Go swipe away, man. Yeah,
Swipe on all of them.
I feel like I've heard so many stories of people being like, yeah, they were just swiping, but they weren't texting. It's like,
They don't even need to be swiping. If it's downloaded on their phone, I
Okay.
don't trust you.
I have a caveat. What if it's downloaded on their phone and you go through their phone and you see that they haven't been active on the app since you've known them?
How can I tell they haven't been active? How do I know they're not deleting stuff?
Is that a thing? I'm not sure.
I think it depends on the app, but yeah, you can definitely delete stuff. No, I don't trust that.
Cheating.
Cheating.
Don't have an app. Don't have a dating app on your phone.
Don't
if you're in a
have
fucking
any
relationship.
apps on your phone.
Very simple.
No apps.
No apps.
Okay. Cheating or not cheating? Accepting drinks from random guys at the bar.
Ooh, that's gray. I'm going to go with not cheating, but wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Okay.
Is that fair? Because I think that kind of depends. Like if some dude just out of nowhere, you're with a group of girls and some dude comes up and is like, yo, like, can I buy you girls a drink? And it's like, yeah, free drinks. Like, sure. And then you just like kind of do your own thing. Like that's not cheating. But if a dude's kind of chirping your ass and is like, what's up? Like, can I get you a drink? And you were like, yeah, like I take a tequila soda, please. It's like,
Yeah, that's different.
that's different.
That's different.
So I think it's gray. What about you? What do you think?
I think it's gray. I agree. It depends on you're not dumb. You know if someone's like trying to flirt with you or not, you know?
Yeah.
If you're being singled out. If it's you and your friends, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
What if like a bartender gives you a free drink? Like you say you ordered the drink and they're like, oh, it's on the house.
That's not cheating at all.
That's a free drink.
Yeah, that's a free drink. The bartender's doing his job because if anything, he's going to make more money because you're going to be like, oh, I want some more drinks now. And then he's like, got your ass.
Okay. Cheating or not cheating? Gives out their number to a stranger at the bar but never texts them.
Cheating.
That's cheating.
Cheating. Like, do not give you. No. Because there's absolutely no fucking way. If you did that, if you gave your number to someone, I would be livid.
Yeah.
Because maybe you could just be like, oh, I'm just flexing my flirting muscle. See if I still got it. It's like, no. You can flex at home. Flex that ass. Come here. Bop, bop, bop. Perfect. All right. No, that's cheating. I don't fuck with
I
that.
agree. Because you're also showing them like, oh, I have a chance with you.
Exactly. And I think you just brought something up very interesting. To me, this is overarching, but cheating is giving somebody else the thought that they have an opportunity or a chance to get with you.
Yeah, I agree.
That's to me the general rule, but
I completely agree.
oh my.
Cheating or not cheating? Watching pornography.
I'm gonna say that's a case-by-case basis, relationship to relationship, but personally, I don't think that's cheating, especially if both people watch pornography.
Mm.
I know a lot of people who watch it together.
Mm.
I don't personally find that cheating. No. What about you?
I don't think it's cheating either. If there's
No.
like if there's like an intimacy issue and they do that instead of being intimate with their partner and their partner asks them not to do it and they're doing it in private and
Mm,
like hiding it, that's not good.
that's no good.
Yeah,
That's no good. I feel like if you're gonna watch pornography, be transparent about it. Say, hey, like from time to time I do this.
yeah.
Do you do it? Yay and nay. Okay, you want to do it together? Yay and nay. Great, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't find it cheating though.
I don't think so either. Cheating or not cheating. They go to a strip club, but they don't get a lap dance.
I'm gonna go again, case by case basis. Like every relationship is different, but generally speaking, I don't think that's cheating.
I don't think it's cheating
I
either.
don't think it's cheating. Now, if your girlfriend, your wife tells you, I do not want you going to strip clubs, I find it a form of cheating. And you go to the strip club, whether you're getting lap dances or not, I find that disrespectful more than cheating. I just don't, I kind of view that very similarly with the pornography one,
Yeah.
you know? So no, but gray.
Yeah. I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Cheating or not cheating. Someone grinds on them at the club or they grind on someone at the club. Cheating.
You think cheating?
I think that's cheating.
See, I think this one comes down to cultural differences. I know a lot of people. I have platonic girlfriends who have told me, I can think of one off the top of my head, a platonic girlfriend who's told me a story that she used to date this guy and she loved to go dance like salsa or tango or like, you know, just like a very classic style dance. And in her culture, that was very accepted. But she was dating a guy that was like, what the fuck? You're going to go dance with strange men? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, we're just dancing. Like, this is not a sexual thing. So I think it's cultural. I personally, I think it's a form of cheating. Personally, like I don't want you grinding your ass on some dude. Again, giving him an opportunity to think that he might be able to get with you.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. We're talking about like being at the club and grinding on someone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not with that.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I'm not with that. To me, that's a form of cheating.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cheating or not cheating. You have a work wife or a work husband.
Okay. Fucking cheating. I am so adamant about this one. That's weird. It's like, sure, maybe it's not like full blown cheating. That's fucking weird. And it's like, why do you no, not for me. Cheating. I wouldn't do that. And if you had someone that I was like, you were like, oh, my work husband, I'd be like, work who? Work what? Nah, fuck that. I'm not into that. Cheating.
No, cheating.
Yeah.
I think that's so stupid. Why? Just say that you hate your real husband or wife. Just admit it. Like, what?
No.
I feel like that could lead into something very dangerous. That could get into dangerous territory very easily.
If you're calling someone your work wife or your work spouse, you are literally openly saying, I flirt with someone at work.
Yeah.
We flirt together. And if it wasn't for our current people, we would be banging.
Yeah.
Tell me what else it means.
You're right.
Nah, I'm adamant about that one. That's cheating.
And then you go to your work husband and you're like, oh, like, we've just been fighting so much. And he's like, oh, let's go get a drink. I'll make you feel better.
Oh, dude. Nah. That's how it all starts. That's how it all starts. Oh, my God.
Cheating or not cheating? Kissing someone on the cheek.
I think I would need more context. Again, cultural. Like in the Greek culture, you greet people by kissing on the cheek. I'm assuming this question is more like you just go, hey, what's up, shawty? And give her a little smooch. Fucking cheating. That's cheating. No.
That's my cheek.
No other man's lips are going to be on my girl's cheek. No fucking way. No, I'm not with that. What about you? What do you think?
I that would be so weird if you were kissing another girl on the cheek. For what? For why?
I think what it comes down to is if like it's on the fence or it's gray or you have a question like, is this so? It's probably not. It's probably cheating.
Yeah. If you have to question it, probably if you have to explain it, probably don't do it. you know, if you have to like get in your notes app and type out your argument to make sure that you're good, probably don't do it.
Probably don't do that. No, I'm glad we cleared that up because I've been doing all of these. Like
Oh,
honestly, like talked about, I've done every single one of these.
honestly, I'm glad you said something. Me
Have
too.
you been doing these too?
Yeah. So
Should we call up each other's work spouses and just like all double date or what?
I think so.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So we're going to take it back and do something that we did a while back that everyone loved. I
Bring it
loved.
back. I love you. I love you. Shit. A lot of love in this room, baby.
So I'm going to be asking Will, a man, questions that girls are too scared to ask men or that they want to know.
And then I'm going to be asking Caitlin the same things in reverse, questions that we as men want to know about women but are too scared to ask. And this is the platform where we could find out the answers to these things.
You ready?
Yeah. Do you want to ask me all the questions at once and then, or do you want to kind of do it back and forth?
Whatever you think.
Let's do it back and forth.
Okay.
You down?
First question.
Let's get it.
Are men really intimidated by women?
Oh, wow. That is a big question. I would say, as someone personally who is not intimidated by women, I mean, I have a drop dead gorgeous, perfect 10, 6 foot tall queen. I would say many men are intimidated by women, even if they're afraid to say it or not. What's that expression? It's like the most beautiful girls in the world get hit on the least because people are scared to talk to them. I think a lot of people naturally are scared of rejection and scared of taking L's. And I try to tell everybody, you know, we don't take L's, we learn. But I think overall, yeah, a lot of guys are intimidated by women, especially women who are ambitious, make a lot of money, who are funny, who are smart, intelligent, who can handle themselves, who don't need a man. I think a lot of guys naturally want to feel that power and want to feel in control and feel like if their girl like does these things, they can't have that, which is very weird to me because again, I think all that comes from just like being in your masculine and being in your feminine. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, I think that people are intimidated by women, especially. I think the more that the particular woman has going for them, the more intimidated that the man will probably be.
That makes sense.
You know, what do women look for in men?
That's a big question. I think it's different for a lot of women. A lot of people like different personality traits, whatever. But just universally, just a guy that's confident. That's pretty much it. A guy that's confident and driven. You know, like you don't have to be like the richest or the hottest or whatever, but like if you believe in yourself and you're putting work behind that.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Would you say that I'm confident?
Oh yeah.
Would you say that I'm ambitious?
Oh yeah.
All right, well, there we go, baby. Come on, match made in heaven. Come on now.
Do guys care about body count?
I think a lot of guys do. I think naturally we do. I think that for the guy, it kind of the more bodies that you have, in a way, kind of shows the kind of, how can I say this, lack of respect you might have for yourself. I might not 100% all the way agree with that, but from a general perspective of how men think, that's where it comes from. It's like, oh, well, why do you need to be with all these dudes? Was this a validation play? Do you feel insecure? What was it? So I think overall, yeah, the body count does matter. And it's not something that's really personally, it's not something I've ever thought of. It's never a question I've ever asked any girl that I've ever been with. How many bodies do you have? Like, to me, it's a weird question. But I understand why a lot of guys would care a lot about that. Whether that could be a religious thing, whether that's a personal preference thing. I'm not sure, but
I feel like it's something, I feel like when you're younger, a lot of guys get hung up on that. Like that feels, I don't know. That question feels like it's coming from someone like a lot younger.
I also think it comes from not being in a big city
Yeah.
too. If you're from a small town with, less than 10,000 people, it's like If your body count is really high, it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? It's like, what's going on? So again, different strokes, different folks. I've always lived in a city. I've never cared about this personally, but I know talking to a lot of my guy friends that this is very important for a lot of guys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. The more you know.
The more you know. What are some things that guys can do that will instantly make them more attractive?
Grooming, like having very good hygiene,
Okay.
a good cologne,
Mmm.
jewelry. Guys, I feel like they forget about jewelry, like rings, a good necklace, like it just makes you look more put together.
Mm.
Clothes that look good on you, not too fitted, not tight jeans, but not too loose either. Like things like putting yourself together in a way that looks good on you.
And let me give you a small caveat. If you're somebody who doesn't know how to put themselves together with clothes, find a girlfriend that you trust, like a platonic girl, and have her style you out or try on a bunch of things for her, and she'll tell you what looks flattering and what doesn't, and just take her opinion.
Exactly. And you're a guy, you don't need that many things, you know? You can have 15 things of clothing and you're good to go. A leather jacket, not for everybody, but can really
Ooh.
elevate easily.
Man, I will say this personally. I've picked up two things in the last couple weeks that I would have never worn before this year, just because I saw Kate's face and how it like lit up when I put it on. I was like, oh. And this also goes back to the male versus the female gaze. Like, we have different opinions of what we think looks good.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you or your guys is telling you, yo, like, this is the shit, unless they work in fashion, they most likely don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, listen to your girlfriends and your girlfriend.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to give you a bunch of Instagram questions, social
Ooh,
media.
Social media questions.
Okay.
Okay.
If a guy likes your picture, what does that mean?
He likes the photo.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay, if he watches your story, what does that mean?
It means you are in the next sequence of stories that he was already watching. I would say, for the most part, a guy does not have any sort of ulterior motives than just looking at your pictures, looking at your story. Now, if he comments,
That's what I was going to say. What if he slides up on your story?
oh, he into you. He's into you. Yeah, he's into you. What? A story reply? That's like, what's up, baby?
What if he comments on your photo? Grid post.
He's most likely into it. Like, if you're kind of on the fence, is this guy into me? Is he not into me? And then he comments on your shit, like 100% confirmed he's into it, like a fact. But a like, watches your story, don't look into that. Anything, it's nothing deeper than just like he just saw your shit.
Okay, what if he doesn't comment on your photo, but he sends you the photo, like DMs it to you and says something instead of publicly commenting on it?
Okay, this is the creme de la creme. If he does this, I mean, you can drop everything that you're doing. You can confirm that this man is full blown in love with you.
But why doesn't he comment on it publicly? Is he hiding something?
No, not hiding anything. He, in his head, is thinking, this is an extra layer. This is an extra step. This is an extra step to make her understand that I'm really fucking with her.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay, what if you're dating a guy and he doesn't post you on his social media ever?
He's not into it. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you have a business profile. I don't care if this profile isn't for, it's not a date. No. If he doesn't post you at all on his grid, on his story, like, I'm sorry, he's just not that into you.
What if he like never posts ever?
That's different. But if he's actively posting and he just completely forgets to ever post anything about you, like,
Yeah,
come on.
that's fair.
And if he cares about his engagement and like his numbers and his statistics, he would post you. So like, there's a double thing. Like, no, he's not into it. I'm telling you. Okay. What are the biggest turnoffs and or red flags in a guy?
If he's rude to people, like service staff, anyone like that, anyone that's doing a service for him, if he's rude. If he's rude to his mom, that is
Oh
your
man.
future, baby. You're looking right at it, except it's gonna be even worse. Um, I'm trying to think. What's another red flag? Hmm. I think controversial. If he doesn't have any friends that are girls,
Huge red flag.
that means he only sees women for one thing and one thing only.
Yeah, that I completely agree with. As a man, you gotta have platonic girlfriends. And as a woman, you gotta have platonic guy friends. Now, hanging out with them one-on-one, going to get lunches or dinners, that's another story that we might not be addressing today. You don't want to do that. But you gotta have platonic friends of the opposite sex. I agree. That's a huge red
Yeah.
flag.
Another red flag. I'm gonna say if he like in the beginning, if you're not seeing a little like extra effort to talk to you or see you, if it feels like he's just kind of seeing you like when he can and not really making the time, that's a red flag. Like you're not his top priority. He definitely has some other girls
He's just kind of
around there.
going through the motions with you.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good one. That's a huge red flag. At the beginning, he should be very willing to be giving up not all of his time, but a lot of his time, especially if he's into it.
No, like when we like first started seeing each other, I remember one day you were just like you got lunch with a friend and you were by my house and you just brought me lunch randomly one day. And it was like 10 minutes, but you like did something to go out of your way to be like,
I remember that.
"Hey, I'm doing something for you."
I was thinking about it. I was trying to, you know what I was just about to say, to go off of your point. It's like you're still in the courting phase at the beginning. It's like you want to be doing nice things and giving your time and like showing this person that, hey, like I really do fucking care about you.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Usually I'm kind of like off my shit generally. Usually my mind is going everywhere and fluttering all over the place. I'm fucking we've like switched roles today.
I
This is
know.
insane. I'm locked in and you're like la dee la. I'm like, did I give you some of my ADHD? And
I
if
think
so, you
so.
can keep it for life. I don't want any part of it.
Okay. How does a girl slide into a guy's DMs?
You just say, "What's up, shawty?"
For real. Like what's a good tactic?
Ass pics.
For real.
No, I would just slide in and be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like,
I slide into your DMs and I just say, "Yo, what's up?"
you don't need to do any more than that. I promise you. You don't need any fancy pickup lines or any cool fun facts. Like, I mean, if you just say like, "Hey," or "Hi," or "You're really cute,"
Fair
I
enough.
think any of that will work. Like, we are not that complicated. We do not need much. I can promise you that. Oh my goodness. Okay. What am I allowed to and what am I not allowed to like on Instagram
Like as a boyfriend.
as a boyfriend?
Okay. You are allowed to like pictures of girls that look wholesome that if your grandmother saw, you'd be okay with them seeing.
Okay.
So, if there's a bikini pic and it's the point of her posting the picture is to look sexy, obviously don't like that. But if she's on vacation with her friends and it's like a group photo and she just happens to be in a bikini, that's fine. Do you if
Can
the girl
I
happens to look sexy but it's not the point?
let me say this really quickly. A lot of guys are gonna have a lot of trouble kind of like figuring out like, okay, is she trying to look sexy in this one? Or was this just like wholesome one for
And
her
now
granny?
and now you're taking too long thinking about it. Why are you thinking about a girl for that long? If you're questioning it, just don't like it. Why do you need to like it? You don't need
Well,
to.
okay, I agree with that. But like for example, we have a lot of platonic girlfriends. Kate has a lot of girlfriends that have now become my friends, and sometimes they'll post not like scandalous pictures or anything, but like a bikini pic or maybe a little booty shot. And I want to be a supportive friend, but I don't want to upset my girlfriend. So
Don't be dumb.
I'll go to Kate and I'll be like, "Hey, I probably shouldn't like this one, right?" And you'll be like, "Hell fucking no." I'll be like, "Okay." And sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, like this is okay to like, right?" You'll be like, "Fuck yeah, of course." Like it's a face pic. So face pics cool, ass pics not cool, bikini pics sometimes.
Like I said, depends on the scenario.
Oh man, we're gonna need a fucking full blown course in this
Yeah,
shit.
so just if you're questioning it, just don't like it.
That's okay.
That's just don't do it. You don't need to like it. You don't need to. They're
But
not gonna be hurt if you don't like it.
but this is, oh man, this is gonna cause some complications. Some dudes are gonna hear this and be like, "Oh, she looked wholesome in that." I mean, she was on the beach, like that's a wholesome pic, and meanwhile her ass is taking up 3/4 of the screen. Or-
Okay, well, okay. What's the best way for a girl to approach a guy in the wild? Like scenario.
Ooh, I personally don't like that. That's something I've never liked. I've always enjoyed like me shooting my shot. So I've always felt like it's been a turnoff
Really?
to me. Yeah, because it's like, hey, like, let me do my thing. And B, like,
So what if you see a cute guy and you want him to approach you, then what do you do?
okay, give him the eyes a little bit. Maybe do the thing with your hair. Maybe fix your posture, fix your shirt a little bit. Like, maybe smile at him. Like, okay, I got one. Actually, I got one. If you see a dude in the wild that you want to shoot your shot with, give him a very simple, genuine compliment and then walk away. For example, let's say you really like his leather jacket or his shirt or his hat that he's wearing or something. Literally somehow make an organic approach to him and just let him know, like, dude, I fucking love your hat. Oh my God. Like, where'd you get that? And then tell him, like, oh, it looks really good. And then dip. And then let him live in his masculine and come up and shoot his shot.
I've done that by accident and invited a guy to hit on me.
While we've been dating?
No, not while we've been
Are
dating.
you sure? You're just going up to strangers like, damn, your eyes are looking so good.
I love your beautiful green eyes. Just walk
You're
away.
just like, I just wanted to compliment him on his green eyes. Like, motherfucker, what?
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah, I would say if you really wanted to shoot your shot, just give him a very genuine, very simple compliment and dip and go from there. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to seem too desperate because at the end of the day, I do know a lot of guys who love when a girl comes up and shoots her shot, but there's a fine line because you can come across as a little bit like, oh, you're coming to hit on me? Like, do you not have any options?
Really?
Yeah, at least that's where my head goes. I don't know.
Interesting.
That's why I personally never liked it. I'm like, let me do my thing. Like, let me.
Well, what if it's a very pretty girl that intimidates a lot of guy and not a lot of guys hit on her, so she's got to do it herself?
I think the right guy for her will come up and say what's up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just like me and you. All right. Okay. As someone who has not used the dating apps, what is the best way to text a girl and approach her using an app?
I can tell you haven't used the apps. You just said text.
What is it supposed to be?
It's like messaging someone on a dating app.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, it is.
I am fucking old as shit. Okay, so what's the best way to message somebody on a dating app?
I think if it's something like Hinge where there's prompts where you can write back to you, you respond to one of those and you're funny and you're chill. But just
prompts like my perfect first date is
yeah,
like
whatever.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and like depending on the person, it might be easy to do that. It might be a little bit harder, but try to start a conversation based on something in their profile, even if you're not on something like Hinge. Like let's say it's another one where it's just like photos, pick something from the
Mm.
photo and start a conversation about that. Not just, "Hey, I think you're hot." Cuz girls get so many of those messages. You got to stand out. You got to show a little humor, a little personality, find something in common even if you know nothing about it yet.
So let your humor shine.
Yeah, exactly. You want someone that you can have good banter with, you know what I mean?
Banta, you need the good banta.
You need the
You
banta.
need the banta.
Okay, well,
Talk to me, baby.
how often do guys think about sex?
I mean, a lot. I mean, a lot. In many different forms, scenarios, positions, climaxes.
Like give me a like percentage during the day.
69%. I'm not sure. I'd say I personally and most guys think about it very, very often. I'd say not me, because I'm in a loving relationship, But most guys, any time that they're seeing a girl that they're attracted to, they're thinking about some form of sex with them.
Interesting.
Yes. Whether that's kissing, whether that's full-blown penetration, you know. I mean, we're guys, like we're primal perverts at the end of the day. Like we're feral beings. And I think y'all are too.
Yeah,
Y'all
we
just
are.
show it in way different ways.
Yeah, and if like say if we see a hot person, but not me because I'm in a loving relationship.
Mm.
But I'm just saying like, but we're different. So we we see a hot guy and we'll get there, but there's a whole story that has to be like thought about first, and then we get to thinking about the
What do
sex
you
part.
mean? What do you mean exactly?
Like we have to like feel like we have some kind of we imagine a scenario with this person. So we have to do a scenario first before getting to the sex part.
Very interesting. Are your scenarios kinky?
I mean, they eventually get there sometimes. I
Like, are
don't
you
know.
saying like you picture me as like a masseuse? And then
No,
like, I'm
no,
like, hey,
no,
baby,
no.
like take your top off.
Like you imagine like meeting them and talking to them and maybe getting to know them for a night. Like I'm saying, like there's a whole storyline that we make up.
And then after the storyline, that's when y'all masturbate. Got you. I understand. Got you. I see. I see.
Y'all just skip straight to it. We're,
Yeah, we just
doing
start-
mental foreplay.
No, we just start jacking. Just no hands, jacking straight for the pants. Just
Oh my god.
yeah, you know how it goes, baby. Okay, all right. What is worse, the week before your period or the week of your period?
The week before your period is your own personal hell.
It's also my personal hell. Welcome to my life. The week before your period, I love you so much, but you are just a different human.
I know. I'm so irritated at everything. Like I want to crawl out of my skin. Everything's pissing me off. I'm so hungry. I'm so tired. I want to fight myself and everyone else around me. And then I get my period and I wake up the next morning and I'm like, oh, I'm back. That was weird.
Where did this myth start that like all guys seem to think that the week of your period is so much worse?
I don't know. I think it might be bad for some women, but I think for the most part, it's like, it's PMS, it's premenstrual syndrome. So it's before your period.
Oh, it's literally in the name.
It's literally in the name. Yeah, y'all just said, oh, period. Got it. Okay. That's scary. Like,
She's being an asshole, period.
I'm going to get her some chocolate and maybe she'll be okay. No, she's fighting a war in her mind that you have no idea what's just try to stay out of her way. And if she wants like a hug, she'll ask for it. Okay. Makeup or no makeup?
I mean, personally, no makeup, but I've also realized that makeup is not for the guys.
Yeah.
It's not for us. I know you want to look good, but like you want to look good, I think, compared to the other girls. Like I think by now y'all know that like guys, we do not care. We can't even tell.
That's what I was going to say. If you can't tell, then how do you even know if a girl's, you can say no makeup, but there's been times when I've not had on makeup and he's thinking I'm wearing makeup. And there's times where I had on makeup and you didn't know. So you just think you like no makeup. You just like a very particular makeup look that is supposed to look like no makeup.
That was a nice subtle flex there. Like, he can't even tell when I'm not wearing makeup.
It's only when I put on a self tanner. That's when he thinks I'm wearing makeup.
How about this? My preference, tan, no makeup. Is that fair?
I mean, that's my preference too.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Don't sue me. Don't sue me. All right. Do you expect us to pay on the first date?
Yeah. You asked me on a date and you're not going to pay for it. Like, yeah.
That's
And
true.
can I say something?
I agree with that completely, by the way.
Don't make us do the fake reach into the purse and then you're like, oh, I got it. And we're like, oh, are you sure? Like, don't don't make it such a long process to get there.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
pay
yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
At the end of the day, it's like we are courting you. We asked you to come on this date with us. You wouldn't be spending this money on this expensive dinner if it wasn't for us, or even a McDonald's meal. Like you wouldn't be spending that money. So if you ask her out on the date, I agree.
Yeah.
What are the best and the worst things that a guy can do on a first date?
The best thing a guy can do is have really good manners to you and to everyone else around him, especially
Mm,
like servers, even like pulling out the chair, opening up the car door. Those things are so simple and a lot of guys just don't do them. It's like, why? That's crazy.
I agree.
Worst, just yap away and never ask her a single thing about herself. Like it's one thing if you get into a really intense not intense, but like a good conversation and you go on a little bit of a rant, but don't forget there's someone else there too. I feel like a lot of guys do that and it's like, are you on a date with yourself? What's going on
It's
here?
the worst. And then like a quarter way through the day, you're just like, okay, get me the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
then you need to leave immediately.
The worst. The worst.
What are some things that you want girls to know about guys?
We want everything pretty much that y'all want. Like we want to be supported. We want love. We want to be completely unapologetically ourselves. We love receiving compliments. We love a two-way street. We want loyalty. Um, and we want someone at the end of the day who can simultaneously be our best friend and a passionate love maker.
I think that is what everybody wants.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we of course want different things, like the way that men and women kind of live in our masculine and feminine is a little bit different, but I think overall we pretty much want the same things in just like different fonts.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay. Last question for me. What are your first date deal breakers?
If he wants you to split the bill, and I think a lot of women would agree with that. Like, if a guy asks you on a date and expects you guys to split the bill on a first date, I'm going to say 80% of women after that are like, I'm not going to see that guy again.
I mean, I would completely agree. Like, he asked you on this date, he is courting you. Why are you spending money?
Yeah, exactly. Um, I think if a guy gets like very political and tries to debate you, or that's not the kind of energy. I'm trying to have a fun night. Now we're in a debate for no reason because you want to like get mad about something.
What if he's trauma dumping?
Oh, that's bad too. I feel like ladies also don't do that. I feel like a lot of girls do that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I don't know. That's trauma dumping is bad. Like you at the end of the day, a first date should just be fun and getting to know someone and it does not need to get serious. Like
Yeah.
it does not need to get serious. You do not need to be asking like really intense questions. It's just to see if you guys have the same vibe and can get along and have banter and that's it.
I think like the less serious the date is, usually the better it goes.
I think so too. Even though I did cry on our first date, but that's
Well, that was different. That was different. And before you think I made this girl cry,
yeah,
like
he tried to debate me and then I cried.
no, we went and saw a movie and things got a little bit,
I
onions
cried.
were getting chopped.
I cry during anything, so I should have just said no to the movie. I should
I
have
was
known
like, I
better.
was tearing up, and all of a sudden I was like, fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. I look back and you were just fucked up. You were a wreck.
Once that first tear falls, it's over
Oh
for me.
man.
You can't turn it off.
No. Anywhere, everything, all at once.
Oh,
Is that the name of it? That's the title? Everything, anywhere,
anywhere. All
places.
you guys know exactly what we're talking about. Okay.
It's like one of my favorite movies, and I could never get the title right.
Okay, my last question.
Okay, what's up?
How can you tell if a guy friend is into you?
He's doing extra favors. He's
Okay.
going above and beyond.
Okay.
Wow, so and so is just so amazing and so helpful. They like you.
You
Like,
think so?
I know so. I know so for sure. If this person maybe kind of throws you subtle compliments, especially if they're not received back. He continues to throw you kind of nice compliments. Um, if he continues to show up the things that you don't expect him to show up to.
Okay.
Um, that's a good question.
Why doesn't if he likes you, why doesn't he just say it?
A lot of guys are shy. A lot of guys are scared, and I understand this. A lot of dudes have platonic girlfriends that they want to eventually turn into their actual girlfriends. And I know a lot of guys struggle with the fact where they're like, well, I don't want to lose them as a friend, but I also want to tell them how I feel. And my opinion on that is like, if you're at that point, I mean, you might as well tell them how you feel because you don't want them to be your friend. You want something more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what's worse, losing a friend or just keeping in how you feel every day and thinking about it all the time? Like, just say it, guys. Honestly, just let it out. Just see what happens.
Oh man, I feel you. That's all my questions I got for you. Do you have any more?
I have no more questions for you. If you guys have any questions, send them into beautyandthegreekshow@gmail.com. I'll ask him anything. He'll answer anything.
I will. And she will ask me anything. I can promise you that. We are going to start a new segment called Will and Kate's Relationship Advice of the Week, where we each compile data that we have been formulating throughout the week, and we come to you giving our best piece of advice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to go first?
I will go first. Okay. I'm going to go on a little small rant. Just because you love her doesn't necessarily mean that she's feeling loved. And this is what I'm talking about when I say you can love your partner and not truly like or respect them. If you're not taking time and communicating with your partner to figure out their love languages instead of giving them what you think they'll want, then you shouldn't be in the relationship in the first place. Actions and the little things you do all add up and they matter. This is also a two-way street. I've seen many women talk about how communication is key, but when they get asked what's wrong or what's important, they won't speak up. Just communicate. Make sure you are finding out what your partner specifically needs because one size doesn't fit all. And just remember that you love them and they love you and that you work your problems out together.
I like that. And I think what you can do too, you can have like little check ins every week, every couple of weeks, like, hey, what have I been doing that you like, that you don't like? And if your partner asks you that, like, be honest, like nothing's ever going to change if you don't talk about it. And having those conversations might feel like weird or scary or whatever at first. But after a while, like, you get into these conversations and you're being truly like open and honest with someone and very vulnerable and you get so much closer. So like don't be afraid to hurt someone's feelings. I mean, don't say anything in a rude way, obviously, but still like be honest and talk about how you feel and what you want, you know?
Me and Kate have monthly check-ins, I would say. We probably
Yeah.
do it once a month. And I think out of all the amazing things that we do in our relationship, that to me means the most because I know that she cares. Like she'll come to me, this is probably bi-weekly and I'll come to her bi-weekly. She'll come to me and she'll ask me things like, hey, like, is there anything that I could be doing in our relationship a little bit better? Or is there anything you've been wanting to talk to me about or say that you haven't felt comfortable to do? Or is there anything across the board that you would like me to change or that I need to address? And most of the time, what we say to each other is like, honestly, no. But we do take time and we think about it. We really do take a few minutes and think, is there anything on our minds? And we address it and we say it really calmly. And to have that kind of open forum and space to feel like we can talk and communicate like that, like I would recommend every couple in a relationship to do this. It helps at least me out a lot.
Yeah. And it's so like things don't build up, because something may be bothering
Exactly.
you that you're not even you're not even realizing is bothering you. And then someone asks and you're like, oh, actually this thing. So instead of it like building up until you get angry or frustrated and then it's like a fight or something, it's like you're having just a chill conversation about it.
And when the conversation is very calm and you're just like talking and smiling through this, it's like, hey, I know there was that thing last week that you did or you said that kind of bothered me, but you're both like smiling. You're going to realize a lot of this stuff is not as serious as you made it out to be in your head. Like,
And no one's trying to hurt you intentionally, you know?
definitely,
So you gotta let them know, like, "Hey, this hurt me," you know?
definitely. And if you are in a relationship where the other person is trying to hurt you intentionally, like, you should probably take that as a sign that you could be looking elsewhere. Just
Yeah,
saying.
for sure.
That's all that I got.
Alright, I got a little bit.
Ooh, let's hear some Kate advice, baby.
So someone asked me on my Ask Me Anything on Instagram, they said, "How do you deal with relationship anxiety?" And I was thinking about it because and I think this happens especially to a lot of women, I don't know about men, but around, like, the time, when you first start dating, things aren't super serious, right? And then as soon as things start getting serious, you're like, "Oh, wait, I really love this person and I wanna be with them and I don't want anything to get messed up." Then you start feeling, like, a little vulnerable because it's like, "Oh, now if this ends, like, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna be bad."
Yep.
So that's kind of usually when people start getting relationship anxiety, and it usually happens, like, then, and then it'll randomly happen. It comes in waves, and I just think I was really thinking about it, and different things you can do to help it. So, first thing I would look at is, like, look at your For You page or shows you're watching or whatever, and, like, if your For You page is, like, signs he's cheating on you or how to go through his phone or, like, whatever, that's, like, getting into your head.
Yep.
So say not interested, not interested, not interested, not interested. If you're watching reality TV shows where everyone is cheating on each other and treating each other like shit, like, what do you think you're gonna think? "Would my boyfriend ever cheat on me?" And then it continues, right? And, and so first look at that and see what you can do about that because that's really gonna help, and, like, look at relationships that you really admire and concentrate on those and be like, because you kinda have to show yourself what's possible to, like, believe that it can happen for you. That's just how our brains work.
And that's one of my favorite things about making content with you, whether that's via TikTok, our podcast, is like we're very lucky that we found each other, right place, right time. But at least from my perspective, I love kind of showing the world that this is possible. I get so many comments and I hear like manifesting this or like, where are these people? And it's like, this shit is out there. At
For
one
sure.
point, I didn't think it was either. But
Yeah.
hopefully, by kind of showing our life and kind of showing y'all how we do certain things, like it, it should give you hope and you shouldn't lose hope. Like your perfect person is out there. Everyone has a soulmate. Everyone has someone that is perfect for them.
Yeah,
And anything that you were looking for specifically, like you're going to be able to find for sure.
for sure. And, so if you're having relationship anxiety, like, now and you wanna do something about it, so first thing that you do, and this sounds so counterintuitive, but just hear me out. The reason you're having anxiety about it, because 'cause you're just like, "Okay, what if this happens? I'm gonna be hurt." Literally write out the worst case scenario. Say your anxiety is about your boyfriend cheats on you or whatever. Write it out, what would happen, and then, like, what would happen to you after, like, "Okay, I would break up with him, then I would do this, and then I go on living my life, and then something really great happens because this happened." So you write out the
Mm,
worst case scenario and how you would cope. So now you're like, "Okay, if this happens, I'll be fine, I can deal with it." And so then you go and you write out, like, all the logical reasons why what you're being anxious about is not gonna happen and is not true. Because if you can see that you can cope with it if it did happen, and then see all the reasons why that's probably not gonna happen and it's just anxiety, then just getting all of that out helps you move past it. And then, like, take your mind off of it. Call a friend, call your mom, like, call someone and ask them about them.
go
Because
exercise.
go exercise, like, it's just because 'cause you're thinking about yourself, and, like, also you can't control things that are gonna happen, and things always do happen for a reason, and that's easy for me to say because I can look back on things and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad this bad thing happened." But, yeah, That's my advice for anxiety in relationships.
The last thing I'll say, just to kind of go off of your last point, is that if I had to say one thing in terms of how to fix relationship anxiety, and I know it's really hard, but just trusting the universe
Yeah.
that the right thing is going to work out. Whether it's bad or good, that was supposed to happen. And in the moment, it's really hard. But if you just take a look back at your life, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 10 years, and think about some of the bad, negative things that happen in your life, see how you kind of bounce back from that. Or see and try to see how maybe there were some positives that came from that. And that'll help you going forward too.
Ditto.
We are so thankful that we have you guys tuning in and watching us. Something that we haven't really done that we want to do again on the next several podcasts is answer y'all's questions. We have a Gmail where we look every week, beautyandthegreekshow at gmail.com.
Hit us up.
Hit us up over there. Anything you guys want to know. We're going to start answering a lot more questions going forward. Specific questions that y'all have. But just wanted to say thanks again for tuning in and being a part of the Beauty and the Greek community. I have a song that just dropped called High with Your Lover. I go by Sweet Bill. Wrote it about my lovely lady to my right.
It's so good. Go listen to it.
I do think it is.
It's really good.
Gotta throw one more shameless plug in there, before the pod ends.
Okay, finish this. Go listen to the song, and we'll talk to you next week.
Love y'all so much. And again, thanks for tuning in.
Love y'all.
Love
Thank
y'all.
you.
Bye.
Bye.